And we have our next guest coming in here, James Sharples from Swisslog. Um, and we have Megan here. Megan, you want to say hi? We're live on LinkedIn.
Oh, hi.
Megan Wolf, Swisslog, celebrity from Swisslog. Do you want to be on the microphone too? You want to
No,
talk to?
I was just going to introduce James here, but
Oh
I'm happy to
wow!
say hi to everybody on
Wow,
LinkedIn.
James brings his own intro for the live stream. Yeah. Tee him up. Give him a great intro.
Does he need to mic up? Should I step out? No?
No, I mean if you want to intro him.
Oh, yeah. This is James Sharples. He's our VP of Global Business Acceleration, and he's been at Promat today, really focused on our mixed case palletizing solutions, but he really focused us on warehouse automation of all kinds. He's a real expert. Everything. So
Wow. Okay. All right.
thanks
Great.
for including us today.
Yeah, definitely. So, so we're gonna talk to James here on the live stream and get a little into what's going on at Swisslog and all those different things. So, do you wanna join in the conversation too?
I could, if you don't mind. I'll just sit here and let.
Yeah. You can throw the headphones on. Yeah. So James, welcome to the booth. How you doing?
Yeah, good, thank you.
Good. So, tell us a little bit about from your perspective what Swisslog does, just to give people at home a little intro.
So, I mean, we're an automation company. Obviously, we're focused on logistics within the warehouse.
Mhm.
We have our key focus segments: food and beverage,
Right.
apparel, electronics, consumer goods,
Mhm.
and we have a broad range of a portfolio of products, which means we can offer a variety of solutions to our customers, really
Okay.
addressing any needs from pallet storage to
Mhm.
picking to consolidation, really across the complete range of warehouse needs and processes.
Yeah, absolutely, and you guys are very, very prevalent in the space and able to do a lot of different solutions, as you mentioned. So I'm curious, as we're here at Promat 2023, it's day 3, so I'm sure you've met with a lot of people already
sure.
at this point, right?
Yeah.
It's been busy, I would say, especially yesterday. So as people are coming in, obviously we walk into the show and the first thing that hits us is the automation, robotics, right? It catches your attention right away. But as people are coming in and talking to you guys at Swisslog, I mean, what's the issue you think is the biggest that people are kind of saying over and over that they need to address now?
I think everybody's looking at optimizing their supply chains, looking at making the most out of their existing warehouses. What can they bring in? How can they get more capacity out of their existing facilities?
Mm-hmm.
Or if they're looking at greenfield or new buildings or expansion, then obviously what's the right size and shape of building? What automation would support that?
Right.
How to get as much as they can out of every square foot in the building. And I think from an automation point of view, obviously we know labor availability, costs, inflation, everything's getting more and more expensive.
Right.
COVID and those years proved that manual warehousing has its limitations. You need to be able to get people in, and there are various kind of constraints on that at times. So we do see a push for more and more automation. I think the technology, the capability of the robotics, of the software is increasing the range of products and processes that you can automate within the warehouse. And we have really seen now with our new carry pick, with our AC Pack, our mixed case palletizing solution, really a lot of interest in automating as much as possible in the warehouse to go as fully automated as possible.
Yeah, and I think it's such a interesting thing because I think back to like Promat 2019. I mean, the last Promat that was in person. That's the first MHI event that I came to, right? And I think there's such a time where like the main focus, I think, of the robots and automation was just on like the picking process, right? So it's great to see like all these exterior processes starting to get automated as well. So you mentioned the palletizing there, but I'm curious, like from the attendees' perspective. I mean, what processes aside from the picking are people really kind of focused on, saying like this is a really pain point for us? We need to automate this.
I mean, picking is still number one, I would say.
Right. Yeah.
So you see a lot of automation around kind of automated item picking around the show.
Yeah.
I think that there's a large take up of looking at the kind of ASRS technology, the kind of development of products like AutoStore, but you see others around the show.
Yeah.
all looking to offer a kind of super efficient, high density solution for kind of e-commerce applications. So item picking, order picking in that environment. So really, we see a lot of hardware coming through, which is around then supporting those processes. So if the ASRS technology is quite mature, but then looking at automated item picking, looking at automated robot palletizing.
Right.
There's a great stand here which is doing the kind of robotic unpacking of the containers. So really trying to look at the kind of the next step is looking at the other processes in the warehouse, not just the picking, but replenishment, consolidation. Virtual Grey have got a nice solution there for consolidation for different product ranges, because it's not just about kind of the totable product. And I think that's where a lot of the investment, a lot of the development in the last years has been around things that fit within a plastic tote, within a bin. But then there's a lot of product range that doesn't support that. You know? On our carry pick stand, we're showing really a range of, with a shelf setup completely flexible. You can have hanging garments, you can have bulky items, ugly products that wouldn't fit within those kind of totable products. And I think that's the key. One of the next steps I see is it's how you can accommodate the complete assortment. It's kind of the sweet spot is that small totable product. But we also have to look at, particularly for like store replenishment, it's still a case level replenishment. Although we do think there'd be more and more demand for kind of break pack. So looking at less than full case replenishment to store. We also see that coming in the future. But the robot palletizing, those type of things, really supporting the kind of end-to-end process within the warehouse, rather than just a focus on part of the assortment that some of these solutions kind of support.
I think that really great insight there and a perspective from what's happening here and what you guys are seeing from the industry. But I'm curious on the store side. You mentioned there a little bit, that we're looking at some break pack maybe for retail setups, and I think we look at the way that we've kind of moved since the pandemic, where stores have kind of become fulfillment centers in themselves, right? So I'm curious, are you seeing at Swisslog more automation that wants to be going into like the back of store or in store?
I mean, I think the kind of whole micro fulfillment center, kind of in-store fulfillment, has really been a kind of high focus the last few years, probably driven by COVID, but also looking at the changes in the way the retail stores are operating, changing shopping habits. You see a change in the type of stores, growth of smaller store formats, convenience. People are not shopping in the same way as they did a few years ago.
Absolutely.
And some of those retailers then are looking at their strategy about how do they do online grocery. Can they, rather than, the worst thing for a consumer is going into a store and having somebody picking somebody else's order and taking the last kind of item off the shelf that you want. So the kind of MFC, the micro fulfillment center, was a way of bringing some of that stuff, using the kind of bricks and mortar space, maybe even consolidating the store footprint to give that space for the micro fulfillment center, and look to take that out of the store, do it in the back room, and automate as much of that process as possible. I think the challenge you see for the micro fulfillment, it still needs to be replenished like the store, and it's normally limited its range. So some stuff still needs to be picked from the store. It's kind of taking like the B and C movers out of the store, but the fast movers, the frozen goods, things like that still consumers want to be part of their order, still need to be picked in store. So I think what we see, particularly with e-grocery, is a very mixed strategy from retailers. Some are really focusing on that MFC, and there's kind of people out there doing that and focusing on MFC with a kind of certain size system with a certain throughput. But we also see larger systems coming through, so regional fulfillment centers that are larger, can take the large kind of the full assortment of SKUs. There's an opportunity for more automation as well, and there we see probably a much more compelling business case for the retailer investing in it becomes a more efficient way for them to operate that system. So although there will still be a need for those MFCs, and you will see different strategies from different retailers,
Right.
we kind of see a growth in all areas there, whether it's micro, regional, even some centralized fulfillment.
Yeah.
I think there's not a clear kind of winning strategy. It depends very much on the retailer, their assortment, the geographical locations. It's not a one-size-fits-all kind of solution to that market.
Yeah.
And some people will have space that they can convert and use in the store. Others will be better off served by investing in, an off-site location and then maximizing the size and scale of that operation.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's a great perspective on what's happening there in the space. And certainly, I imagine if attendees come in and talk to you, you can certainly help them with their strategy, it sounds like. So James, I want to thank you and Megan as well for coming by the booth and talking to us. If people are at Promat for the rest of the week, I mean, where's your booth? Where can they find you?
We're booth S3823.
All right, S3823 over in the South Building. Great. And if people are at home, couldn't make it to Promat, how could they learn more about Swisslog?
Swisslog.com for sure.
All right.
It would be great place to start.
Okay. All right. Great. So James and Megan, thanks so much for stopping by the booth today on the live stream this morning. And we look forward to seeing you guys later at the booth.
Thank you so much, Kevin.
All right.